Still, she could see into the apartment buildings that backed up to the hotel, and that was always interesting. In a city with so many different types of people and so much competition, mornings were an even playing field where no one looked good or knew where anything was. There was the woman who changed her outfit 4 times each morning and practiced different poses in the mirror. 2 windows over, the obsessive-compulsive guy was cleaning all the burners on his stove. A flight down, there was anything for breakfast guy, who would, as his name implied, eat anything for breakfast. Today he was pouring melted ice cream over cereal. Another neighbor, a woman of about 70, was completely nude on the rooftop patio of the adjacent apartment building. She was reading the New York Times and carefully balancing a cup of coffee by squeezing it between her thighs, which was a completely unacceptable sight at this time in the morning, or really any time. Scarlett reeled backward onto her bed. The rap got louder as the shower that had been running underneath it was turned off. The lyric had moved on to, "Got you in Sacco, get me a taco." "Tell me when you're done in there," she yelled to the wall. "And shut up!" The response came in the form of a cheery rhythm beat against the wall. The rapping continued, but it was quieter. Scarlett had almost nodded back off when her door flew open and her older brother Spencer leapt into her room triumphantly, arms raised above his head like he'd just won the marathon. His wet hair was standing on end in a post-toweling shake, and his brown eyes were glistening maniacally. "I am finished," he announced. Spencer rarely got to sleep past 5 in the morning because of his job doing the breakfast shift at the Waldorf Astoria. Scarlett, who got up at normal person hours, never saw him in his work clothes, the black pants and stiff white dress shirt that elongated and slenderized his already very long and slender frame. As he stood over her bed, dripping water from his still wet head onto her, he looked about 11 feet tall and dangerously awake. Any more than 4 hours of sleep was too much for him. Wake up, he said, giving her a friendly poke on the top of the head with each word. Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Is this annoying? It looks kind of annoying, but only you can judge. I already saw a naked lady on the roof, Scarlett protested, swatting at his hand and pulling up the sheet to protect herself. I'm damaged. Stop tormenting me. Spencer paused his poking and went to the window. He looked out for a moment as he fastened his cuff buttons, a thoughtful expression on his face. I don't know if you noticed where she's holding that mug, he said, but I'm kind of worried that she might burn herself on the... Scarlett squealed and rolled over, stuffing her face into her pillow. When she looked up again, Spencer was leaning against her bureau, loosely looping a black tie around his neck. I switched shifts to be here this morning, he said. I'm doing the host stand for lunch, which is really, really boring. See the lengths I go to for you? Am I your favorite brother? Favorite and only. Words that warm my heart. Ah, now come on. He shook her blanketed foot as he left the room. We do not get the waffles until you rise. So rise, 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 sister. He continued yelling the words, rise, rise, all the way down the hall. Scarlett slipped out of bed, grabbed her shower basket, and walked to the door. The long cuffs of her blue and white striped pajamas scuffed under her feet, getting trapped under her heels and making her stumble. It was even hotter in the 5th floor hallway, which didn't even have a dysfunctional air conditioner to cool it. As soon as she stepped out of her room, Scarlett had her second sibling encounter of the day. Her little sister Marlene had also just stepped out into the hall, answering the call of the waffle. Marlene took one look at Scarlett, squinting at her through her light hazel eyes that often had a truly disturbing golden appearance. The bathroom would only fit one. Scarlett was just about to open her mouth to begin the negotiation process when Marlene bolted for it, slamming the door shut behind her. Scarlett heard the faint scrape of the lock and a single sharp laugh of triumph, not unlike the sound of an angry Canadian goose. It was 8:03 in the morning, and it was Scarlett's 15th birthday. At 8:15, unshowered, one curl still poking her eye, Scarlett got into the ancient Art Deco elevator. She pulled the gate shut, the outer doors closed, and the elevator